Dear brothers and sisters, queridísimos hermanos y hermanas, bien chers frères et sœurs, liebe Brüder und Schwestern,
Дорогие братья и сестры, 亲爱的兄弟姊妹们，
fratelli e sorelle carissimi, habemus
Dixo proudly presents the Apecoin DAO Special Council Election 07-2024 with candidate
My name is Snowflake Solidity on Twitter, or you can know me as the father of all storms in Discourse, which I'm there from day zero. Well, I come from, I would say, many places in the same time. I grew up in Western Europe, in Spain mainly. I lived in Switzerland, France, Italy, and basically right now I'm mostly in the United States, in the East Coast. I love it. I was living in New York a little bit, and now mostly in Boston. I studied here and finished Microsoft development program, worked for them, and I worked 5 years for Apple after this. So I'm also Apple developer, certified escalation technician, fraud prevention, escalation specialist. Can't do too much details, but I'm very knowledgeable and have a lot of certifications in technology. I'm a part of a lot of blockchain clubs and associations. I love to do boot camps, research, and testing for different applications and Web3 applicable, activations before they go to public.
And why are you running for special counsel?
People ask, will I be running? Will I be running? And, at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I will do it. I did it I feel like the last of everybody. So I didn't do big campaign yet. And maybe for some new people who are difficult to find me or know me. Plus I spent an entire week in Austin, in the conferences and side events. But I feel like it's important to show who I am, that I'm a person, a part of the DAO, from day zero. I was original VG0 steward as well. So the one that was unpaid and just was improving all the platform, all the forum. And I was talking in different panels in the conferences about Apecoin DAO, an Apecoin token. It's multi-utility. And I feel it's so amazing. And you can use it in so many places, from DeFi to gaming to payment methods. Why not expand it? And I have those knowledges that is necessary to kind of connect the companies, connect the dots between, and I can implement the tools, and I want to build those tools together. So I feel it was important to put my candidacy out there to somebody that is knowledgeable and technically certified, versus those who are only looking for promotion, which we have other positions for that.
And will you be working full time?
If it's a very common question, and in description it says through is a part-time position, which in United States is anything below 35 hours, which is almost full-time, which is 40 hours. But in the description it says expect to work full-time, and full-time is anything 40 hours and above. And there is a limit per some regions. You cannot work more than 55 hours a week. But again, you just need to go into legality frames, do your job first, and if there's anything extra, you might need to do it in your own time. It's not something that should be a part of DAO position.
Okay. And a question that pops out a lot on Spaces is about transparency and accountability. What is your position on that?
So somebody who actually did learn legal, and have to sign a lot of NDAs and have to get security licenses. People don't know, but I also have RED certification in Europe, which is RED clearance that I hold for 5 years. And, you kind of work with credit card companies. You work sometimes with Secret Services report, international, agencies. And it's signing international contracts. So there is things that you can say legally and there's things you cannot. Imagine you're signing or reviewing somebody's documents on, AIP application. You cannot expose their identity, to the crowd. You cannot expose their bank accounts. You cannot do kind of any kind of mistakes that the information become unsafe in any of your devices. So it's very important to be careful, what you talk about and when. Transparency reports, people, I feel they imagine something else, and it's important to tell what actually working at. Every time you can say it, what are you working at, it's important. But again, like if somebody wants to apply for something or they have the idea in mind and they don't want this idea to be public, you cannot say like, hey, I'm working with this person on this idea so somebody can like front run them. You need to be very, very careful. And unfortunately, I feel like some people feel like the idea being stolen before they even put the IP. So like it's super important to, be very personable, but keep your customers safe, which is the Apecoin holders. Still like always like be transparent about the hours you're doing, if you're doing something on the side, if you're going to promote something, but people need to know if you are working for somebody else or you're working for them. And that's what people are voicing all the time.
And what about accountability?
Accountability is important, and I feel like we can put several AIPs, and I'm gonna share this information public because I don't have the record of how many time spent on the actual forum of the Apecoin console has, and other workers, so we can see they actually logged into the device and they actually spend time there. And that's what, some of the MDM management does, like tools for MDM, basically mobile device management, where the companies or associations or foundations can see what is done, like when you logged in, when you logged out, and also like you cannot use device or forum for like other things if you have like certain type of access, and if you message somebody any kind of messages, like they must be within their specific form, professionalism. You cannot like spill your feelings, say like, oh, I don't like this AIP. Why are you putting it in? Why are you like reducing my salary or something like this? You cannot do those things. That's like anti-public, basically.
And seeing your background, are you involved at all in the development of the Ape chain?
No, I'm not involved directly, but I feel like everybody who's doing any kind of blockchain research or deployment might want to test that layer. Like we have a testnet right now available. If you want to test it, do it. But like, is it a good utility for what you're doing in space? I don't know. It depends on you. Like if it's something that you want to use for some gaming, okay, but it's not fully there yet. So like we need to wait till it's fully developed. Some people can fully test to the extent. Like I see a lot of AIPs saying they're going to use Ape chain, blah, 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 blah. And some of them do not understand exactly how it's going to work. Didn't test it yet, but already asking money for this, which is kind of strange because if it's not yet there, like unless you have the insider information, how would you put this AIP then? How would you know the cost? You can't know the cost.
And how do you feel about A-chain in general for the DAO?
For the DAO specifically, like it's not a DAO. Apechain is not a DAO, right? It's just something that will use like token, and the talks about it was like you're gonna put your Apecoin, you're gonna give it away in order to get a parallel token which you can pay gas with. So you're not exactly paying gas with Apecoin, you're paying gas with the parallel token, and then it's got reduced from like main supply of what you put in. But there's like different talks. We still don't know exactly all the details. So we'll see how it works and what the gas actually will be depending on the user, depending like what they're using, generally for this ape chain, how it's built. Like we just need to see exactly how it works. Like, because it's all about technological advancement. It's about the nodes, and this is a layer 3. So it goes like on top of the Arbitrum. So, and it's usually used to reduce gas, but sometimes for other things. So it depends. It depends. Like, I feel like some people were thinking, okay, maybe it's good for gaming, maybe this, maybe that. But then we have already games that using actual Apecoin, that actually have registration, like on chain. If you do any kind of transaction, you think about like Yuga Labs Faraway partnership, their account. So this is amazing, like you don't need to fade the rest where Apecoin is used just because there's an ape chain. Like, try everything and see what's the best works for you. That's what's important, like, and go from there, especially if you're like big Apecoin supporter as a token.
Now, if you get elected, who would you like to get elected with?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there was like talks about like constantly having just Horizon official employees being voted for, or like specific people that are like focused on promotion, but I want somebody who actually understands technology, who actually worked with it, and who actually understands how nodes, devices, blockchain works. Like I will be falling asleep on a meeting with somebody like who's like cannot keep up like on the level. And I guess like if they are not ready for somebody like me, they're just not ready. It's a young Apecoin DAO, so we'll see what happens from there. When they're ready for somebody like me, they will vote for me, obviously. But like if they're not, then they're just not ready yet. They're not there yet. And we'll see where it goes from there. Like I will still be participating. I will still be like putting IPs, helping people, building things. Like right now we're like doing some 3D development. So yeah, like I don't want to like fade the Apecoin DAO just because I don't get specific votes. I'll through like Animoca Brands, Yatsu with his personal Apecoin last election voted for me, and I became the third like for the election in the Marcoms. So I'll through the other two people won, like I was one of the finalists, which was great.
Okay, you're not gonna give me a name then?
Not specific name, no, but there's a couple people in my mind that I feel like they absolutely like can work with me easily, yeah. And they also like, I'm thinking about like, do they have a second job, primary job, like is there something in the way? Like they should not expect to be adapted to them. They should expect delegate their functions to somebody else so they can fully work in the Apecoin DAO as a console.
Is there a question I didn't make that you'd like me to ask?
There is so many questions, I'm telling you. Me personally, like everybody asks the consuls, the nominees, like for different positions, what you want. And I'm like, the most important question is like what holders want, what Apecoin holders want. Talk to them, like figure out what they want, find tools, find solutions, so I can help them. I'm not a crucial, thing here. I'm not like a pillar for you. I'm just a humble, multi NFT person and like blockchain person that just really, really want to help and want to move it forward and grew something from it, something that will stay forever and like will be there. Like doesn't have to give revenue to holders, but have to really engage them in a specific way they want. Like, and if there is revenue that should goes to holders and not, to the Apecoin Foundation. Build tools that will benefit ones that own Apecoin, not just, foundation promotion. I would say that because just onboarding, that's not going to raise the price of the Apecoin at all. You need to do fun things too. You know what I mean? Like, things have to be fun, engaging, and like in the manner that people want, and it doesn't need to be unidirection. I feel like we need to really stay away from any like Marxist mindset, which want like monoculture, one direction, and like unity, but in a way that's certain people want, over promoted. Like we need to really branch the DAO in all directions because it's a multi-chain token already, and it's multi-community token and multi-utility token. So why we're fading billion users on gaming? Why we're fading billions of businesses that can use Apecoin layer, for their businesses, like selling an Apecoin, buying an Apecoin. Stop fading the entire world, like onboard them.
In which way would you onboard Web2 people or normies into the Apecoin DAO?
There is one thing, like I feel like the normies itself doesn't exist anymore in this world. It's 2024. Like people are using computer sometimes without knowing it's a computer. Like our phones have a processor inside. Phones have AI and they're like a programming system that people don't know about, but it's already used. It's just not an open AI. It's not like something crazy. It's just to make your devices function better. Nobody's normies anymore. They just need to understand that the Web3 is just the next layer, to the Web2 that exists right now. But in the same time, it's not only a layer to anything internet things like web. It's all Internet of Things. Everything everywhere that uses technology can do the implementation for Web3. Like, question is, do they need it right now or not? That's why I'm going and meet people who like want to develop something. They want to put Apecoin in their system, in their app, in their web app, in their like mobile like tool, in something they're building or product, or sell it on Apecoin, or create designs, all of this. So I'm meeting all those people to see who is willing to work on it. And that's how you onboard them. Like once you have official position, you can say like, okay, I'm also having this official position, not only a part of the DAO. So like I can help you with it without like asking for any money in this case. Because when you don't have official position, you spending your time, you need to do promotion, you need to do other things, testing and so on, then you need to put money into it. So
Can you send us off with a final message in Spanish, please?
Vale, claro. Creo que el token Apecoin es un token de multi-chain, es para todos. No importa si usted solamente usa internet o tiene alguna tienda o algún servicio, piensa si usted puede implementar y expandir su servicio con Apecoin, con una tecnología web free, porque el web 3 es algo que no es solamente internet, es algo que va a ayudarles con pagos, que va a ayudarles con sus servicios, que va a ayudarlos a expandir y conocer también más gente, que yo creo que eso es algo que va a unir más en el mundo entero, de verdad. Y voten por the father of all storms. Yes. Aka Snowflake Solidity on Twitter. Love you all. Thank you so much.
Powered by Dixo and Apecoin.